Hi, my name is Ellie. I am one half of Tough Souls. In case you're new here, I have walked over 4,000 kilometres of long distance trails, another 1,000 kilometres across all of Ireland's highest mountains, several more 100 kilometres of day hiking. We're getting up there. I think I can almost say I've done 6,000 kilometres in the Irish outdoors since 2017. And today I'm here to share with you some of my favourite day hikes in Ireland. I've ordered these roughly by easiest to hardest, although in some areas I'll be talking about easy trails and hard trails. So without further ado, the first hike that we're going to talk about is the Boyne Valley Camino. Now, this is one of Ireland's newest pilgrim paths. It's a 25-kilometre trail all around the Boyne Valley area, starting and finishing in Drogheda. Now, 25k sounds too long for you. It is a figure of 8 shape, so you can do it in two different halves, in a 12k and a 13k section. This is not a technical trail. This is a walk to go and do if you are interested in the history of the area. It brings you to Mellifont, one of Ireland's oldest abbeys. It's a really beautiful walk to learn about the history of the area and to kind of see our connections to the Camino in Spain. This trail is graded as an easy trail, and it is the easiest of the easy trail category. There are no stiles to climb over. It's very accessible. It isn't a multi-access trail because there are stairs in it, or steps, and kind of forest trails, but it is a very accessible, easy trail. So a great one for anybody to dip their toe into. Number 2 is the Lough Meelagh Loop in County Roscommon. Now that I live in the northwest, I can't not shout out a trail up here whenever I do a listicle video or write-up like this, because there is so much incredible walking in the northwest and the heartlands of Ireland that don't get the same fanfare as other places. So Lough Meelagh Loop is about 11k. You start in Knocknarea Wood and it takes you basically around the lake Lough Meelagh. This is another easy trail, so a little bit more technical than the Boyne Valley Camino. There are stiles, a narrow boardwalk, bits through forest, bits along road, but still a very approachable trail for anybody looking to get out. Trail number 3 is Knocknarea, or Queen Maeve's Trail in County Sligo. Knocknarea is an absolutely stunning hill that gives you some of the best views of the most iconic landmarks of Sligo. I typically recommend starting from the Sligo Rugby car park, heading up the stairs and doing it in an anti-clockwise loop. This is the most challenging route to do it by, and even though it's a small hill, it is a very steep incline, so this one will get your heart rate up. This 8 kilometres is still graded as an easy trail, featuring gravel paths, boardwalk and grassy slopes. And there is no road in this loop. There are 2 other car parks that you can start from, so if you are looking for a less aggressive climb or just other options in general, make sure to read the full write-up linked below. Number 4 is the Spinc, or White Loop Trail in Glendalough in County Wicklow. This is definitely one of Ireland's most famous trails, but there is good reason. This loop takes you along the valley floor and then up across the side of the Spinc mountain, which is what the trail is most commonly known for. This loop is roughly 9 kilometres, and while still in the easy grading, because it is signposted with well-defined tracks and trails, it is still quite wild feeling. You're climbing into the Wicklow Mountains and really gives you that sense of immersion. At the end of 2024, this trail also saw some renovation work done by the National Parks and Wildlife Service, so I'm really excited to go back there myself soon and see the maintenance and upgrades that they have done. I think my top tip for this trail would be to do it in the off-season, if that is an option for you. I tend to do it in winter when there's a lot fewer people in the national park. Of course, you then have to be mindful of weather and how that's going to impact the difficulty of the trail. But in general, if you can go there in not the high summer season, I think you'll have a better experience. Trail number 5 is St. Kevin's Way, also in County Wicklow. This trail, I feel like, is the most traditional trail on this list. It is 26 kilometres long, starting in the village of Hollywood and finishing in Glendalough, where we just mentioned. It is absolutely stunning, using everything from boreens to forests to river walking. It is absolutely stunning. I really, really enjoyed walking this trail last year. This is a linear trail, so you either need to have figured out a lift back to your car from the other end, or be doing it with a buddy and leave a car at the start and the finish. There are no amenities en route, so if you're doing this in one go, you're going to need to have everything you need for the day with you. And so number 6, my final recommendation is a region as opposed to one specific trail, and it is the MacGillycuddy Reeks, or just the Reeks, down in County Kerry. The Reeks are home to Ireland's tallest mountains and are just a spectacular place to visit. Sometimes it feels cliche to mention some of the most iconic places in Ireland, but they are also famous for a reason and are absolutely beautiful. If you are new to hiking or looking for something very accessible, going to Cronin's Yard, which is one of the main starting points to climb Carrauntoohil, Ireland's tallest mountain. If you park there, there is an 8-kilometre national looped walk that brings you up through the valley and back down again. And it is a really beautiful way to be surrounded by these incredibly tall mountains, while to view them without being on them. You can also go to the Gap of Dunlough and walk up through the gap, stopping at the many little bridges over the streams. It's a really beautiful place to be. If you are experienced with 1,000-metre plus mountains, my favourite way personally to climb Carrauntoohil is to do the Knocknarea horseshoe. Never had to say that out loud before. It starts from Hydra Road and you go up via Benkira through the Bones, which is a exposed scramble or very exposed section, over Carrauntoohil mountain itself, then over by Cahir and then back down again. This is a strenuous hike. So the strenuous grading is the hardest grading that Tough Souls will list, which includes exposure. You have to be comfortable with scrambling. It is open mountainside where you have to be fully capable and responsible for yourself. So this is very serious hiking, or mountain climbing, however you like to describe it. It is one of my favourite memories doing that loop. If you are going to Kerry and don't think you have the experience and are looking for a mountain guide, the people that I've heard the best reviews of time and time again are kerryclimbing.ie. So I feel confident in recommending them, even though I haven't used them myself. So I definitely recommend checking out the Kellys. And yeah, those are my 6 favourite day hike recommendations. This is the 3rd time that I've made this video. I will link the other 2. I think I did one in 2022 and one back in 2020. So we've had a couple of years each time to build up some new trails to add to the list. If you have any recommendations of day hikes that I should take on in 2025, please let me know. I am building my list as we speak. That might have to be an upcoming video. And yeah, as always, a huge thank you to our patrons who make making videos possible. Today, I'd like to say a huge shout out and thank you to Jen Carey, Pauline Burras, and Joanna Windich. I appreciate your and everybody's support so much. And yeah, I will see you in our next video. Okay, bye.